Hello, my friends! Today we're reading Gustavo, the Shy Ghost by Flavia Z. Drago. You see, this is my friend, Gustavo. He is a ghost, and a very shy one. More than anything, he really wants to make a friend. Before we read our story about my friend Gustavo, we're going to talk about a few rare words. Paranormal, just very strange or not able to be explained by what scientists know about the nature or the world. When we think of paranormal, we think about ghosts or monsters or aliens. Shy, feeling nervous about meeting and or talking to people. Terrifying, causing great fear. It's like a step over being scared. Brave, feeling or showing no fear, being not afraid. I would argue that that means when you feel afraid, that means you do it anyway. That can show that you're brave. Day of the Dead, Día de Muertes, a Mexican holiday where those who have died are remembered and celebrated with prayers and feasting. Concert, a public performance of music. We'll see these rare words in our story today. Take a minute and think about what you think this story is going to be about. Are you ready to get started? Here we go. Here's Gustavo. I love his silly pictures. Gustavo the Shy Ghost by Flavia Z. Drago. Gustavo was a ghost. He enjoyed doing the normal things that paranormal beings do. Passing through walls, making objects fly, and glowing in the dark. But there was nothing in the world that he loved more than playing the violin. Well, almost nothing. Gustavo was secretly in love with Alma, the prettiest monster in town. But you see, Gustavo was so shy that some things felt incredibly difficult for him. And the worst part of it, making friends was terrifying. Gustavo had never dared to speak to any of the other monsters. He's way up here hiding. He tried getting close to them in many different ways. But even when he was right in front of them, they just couldn't see him. Gustavo longed to be part of something more than anything. He wanted to make a friend. I have to be brave. I have to let others see me, he thought. So he decided to send a letter. A very special one. Dear monsters, I would like to invite you to my violin concert, which will take place at the Day of the Dead party next full moon at the cemetery. I would be thrilled to see you there. Gustavo the Ghost. He sent one to every monster in town. As the days went by, Gustavo couldn't stop thinking, what if no one shows up? What if they don't like my music? What if they don't like me? Except tonight was the night. And this time, he couldn't hide. He looks so dapper with his little bow tie. But not a soul had come. So all alone, Gustavo did what he loved the most, and the music made him happy. So happy that he glowed. Oh, how he glowed! Gustavo! Oh, goodness. We're so sorry we're late. We wanted to get you flowers, but we got lost instead. And then we heard your music, and we saw your glow. We really loved your concert. Would you like to go hang out with us? From that moment on, Gustavo's life changed, and everyone discovered that even if he didn't talk much, he was the best at helping and protecting his friends. But mostly, Gustavo never stopped surprising them. And they never stopped loving him. There's all of his fun adventures now that he has friends. Now let's talk about our story. Some things you'll remember from the story and some things you might have to think about. What kind of things did Gustavo like doing? He enjoyed doing the normal things that paranormal beings do. Passing through walls, making objects fly, and glowing in the dark. But what did he love to do most in the whole world? He loved the violin. He loved to play the violin. What were some of the things that Gustavo was afraid of doing? Speaking up when he needs help? Or talking to any of their monster at the school or at the park? So can you tell me, how was Gustavo brave? What brave things did he do? He tried to get close to them. He did different activities. And then he took one big leap forward. What was his big brave leap? Yes, he sent them a letter. How was he going to get people to see him? What was in his letter? It was an invitation. You're right. He wants them to come to see him play. That's a very brave thing. So, what was Gustavo afraid of? He was afraid no one might come. He was afraid they might not like his music. And he was afraid they might not like him. That sounds like a big, tricky feeling. What did happen the night of the concert? You're right. Nobody was there on time. And Gustavo was sad. He was really disappointed. But he decided to do his favorite thing anyway. And it made him happy. Oh, and it made him glow. And the sound of him being himself and the sight of him being himself brought all the monsters. All of the monster friends that wanted to be there and support him. And they found out that they loved Gustavo. Now, did Gustavo change who he was? You're right, he did something really brave. But he didn't change his personality, did he? No, he never started talking a lot. He didn't talk much. He still played and he still helped, but now his friends could see him for the special ghost that he is. And he truly is a very special friend. And when we share who we are, our gifts and our talents, when we communicate with others, they know what we need and they start to know us. And that is how he was loved. Very good. Thank you so much for joining me with my story today. Bye-bye.